Let me see if I can get the angle right. There we go. I got a whole bunch of dishes to do, y'all. I'm about to be a slave up in this bitch. I called myself cooking multiple dishes yesterday. And when I tell you I tore this fucking kitchen up, I don't know what to do because my garden is drooping and shit. Everything out there is droopy. I think that's because, oh, I ain't mess it up, did I? Okay. Everything out there is droopy because it's so cold. Okay, let me turn the volume up. I got a ton of dishes to do. So I replaced some items. I rearranged this area. Good morning, everybody. I rearranged this area to accommodate my herb garden. So my herb garden is finally thriving and it's on a rotation. So it turns around. Y'all can see the herbs are growing inside. Yeah. So anyway, I decided to bring that inside so it won't die. I got dill and cilantro, sage, oregano, thyme. I got all kind of shit growing in there. But anyway, so yeah, I got some slaving to do in this kitchen. So I said, you know what? Best thing for me to do is just go live because I got quite a bit to do, baby. I was listening to something online uh last night, and it was a guy. It was on the short, and he caught my attention. He's a Cajun. I don't know if y'all ever heard Cajun people. Cajun people talk that shit sound crazy. They have like a black vernacular accent, and they don't even sound like white people. That shit is crazy. You ever heard a Cajun person speak? Cajun like New Orleans, Louisiana person, you know? The white the white Louisiana Cajuns is what I'm talking about. That shit, I just kept looking at videos over and over and over again. I was like, how the fuck is this possible? I mean, I met one of them when I was in New Orleans. I met a Cajun in an elevator. And the shit that came out of his mouth was like an old white man. I said, what the fuck is this? It threw me off. I just didn't know. I didn't know they talk like that. It threw me off. I never met a white person who sounds literally black. Like you don't even hear white in their voice, their tones and stuff. If I closed my eyes, I would have thought he was a black man. That shit throwed me off. Cause white people they talk all nasally and corny and shit. But anyway, so my topic today, well, let me say this. Y'all know I be talking shit before I get started. But AB Media, he's harassing. He's harassing some lady. What's her name? 360 Smooth. I don't know if that's on TikTok or if that's on YouTube. But he harassing her and she picking at him. I was like, this AB Media this dude a troublemaker. He decided he was gonna do a little meme on me because he got him little tech skills. He got some little tech skills. So he decided he gonna use some software and gonna try to make a doll of Miss May May. The doll said, it was impressive because the doll looks almost like me. Almost, almost, it almost looks like me. He did a pretty good job of that. I got to give it to him. It made me laugh. It made me laugh real good. I said, "Oh, okay. So you want to have a tech war, huh?" He lucky I don't have no time to dedicate to that type of stuff. I just don't have time because if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. But yeah, he gonna sit there and create a doll of me. He's talking about a nagging doll, dude. I don't nag. I have I have opinions that I express, and I will debate a motherfucker. That ain't nagging, but that's too much like right to give me proper words for what I do. And I point out inconsistencies. That ain't nagging. If that's what you want to believe, that's why your ass is single. That's why your ass gonna stay single. These dudes that be killing me talking about somebody nagging. That's just a code word for I don't like women or I can't get along with women. One of the two. Let me get me something to drink. I got a lot of dishes. Y'all see these dishes? You be like, God damn, man, what you do to the kitchen? I told this bitch up. I think almost half of the dishes in this kitchen is dirty. Let me go on mute for a second. Gotta call. Oh, excuse. Yeah, but AB Media, he think he funny. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Yeah, AB Media, he think he goddamn funny. You know, sit there and make that fucking doll. That's all right, brother. I repaid him the favor. Do you know I did? I repaid his ass the favor. I made a meme for him in my community post. Cause I don't know what's up with AB, but I gave him a cyclops. I share, Kalima, I share. I gave his ass a cyclops fucking meme and put some glasses on his ass to bring attention to that one eyeball, that one good working eyeball he got. You be careful now. You want to start being funny? I can be funny too. Be careful now. But that one lady, I don't know who she is, but she had her a good little laugh. She think he's funny too. AB is just an old bitter dude. I don't know what's up with him. Um, and I think sometimes people don't want to recognize that they just kind of either socially what do you call it? Socially awkward, or they just got like a personality issue. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I believe my personal opinion. I ain't trying to come down on homeboy too bad, but I think AB Media got I think he got a personality issue. Y'all know why I say that? And when I say personality, I mean like what's the word? Socially, he's socially not. It's not just awkwardness. He has a social what's the word? Personality disorder. That's the word I'm looking for. I think he got a personality disorder. Why do I think that? Because I have noticed that when he's on his stream, people will be talking. He got people on the panel, and they'll be talking, and mid sentence while they talking, he turned the fucking video on. He just turns the goddamn video on. I be like, that's so disrespectful. You ask people to come on your panel, and as soon as they start talking, you keep interrupting what they're saying with a motherfucking video. And it's not like he's not aware of it. He keeps doing the shit. And I'm like, that is so rude. How do you why do I don't know how people deal with that type of shit. That's passive aggressive. If you turn the video on while I'm talking, I'll just be like, let me get down. And I ain't gonna lie, there's a girl whose channel I used to go on when she was fun and funny. Then the bitch went toxic. I ain't gonna say no name, but um, I was be on her channel, and one thing about her is she would always interrupt people mid sentence when they were when like they would be talking on her panel, and she would just interrupt and start talking over them. I was like, that is so rude. You have to have some decorum about yourself. And she would also, in addition to that, she would basically use the fact that somebody new came into the room. Hey, so and so. You'd be like, damn, somebody was talking, and you just, doing shout outs in the middle of somebody talking. So, her rudeness and stuff. She cooked her own cake. That's all I can say. She cooked her own cake. Her channel started sucking, and everybody pretty much left because she just didn't know how to act. You gotta know how to act. You don't know how to act. People will get tired of your ass quick. But anyway, yeah. So AB Media, he thinks he's a little funny guy, but that's all right. That's all right. That's okay. I got something for that. Now, if he keep going, if you want to keep going, I got something for that too. But anyway, so one of the topics that I want to talk about today is this idea of citizenship. I just got off of listening to Big J. I don't understand why some people have this just diehard want to believe something, and because it says something on paper, this is the white man's country. Don't that shit on paper don't mean nothing. You can pull all kinds of documents and this and that. That nothing is stuck. Nothing is stuck. And I'm gonna explain why I think that America needs to cut the citizenship out. I did not say that other people could not come to this country, but what I am saying is that citizenship needs to be basically they need to end citizenship for the most part. Unless you got a certain amount of money to invest in this country, they need to end the citizenship. You can come on a visa, you can come on a green card, permanent residency, but that citizenship, right to vote, right to run for office, that shit needs to end. It don't make no sense. Let me see what's said. Hey, what's up, V Dub? What's going on? Excuse me, I got a cold, so if you hear me coughing, I got a chest cold. But yeah, that citizenship needs to come to the end because citizenship means you can run for president. That's the part I'm looking at. I think that's the part Big J is not seeing. I mean, we're not going back and forth or anything. I'm just mentioning that I got the idea from his channel. I'm just giving credit to where the idea came from. But think about how not good that is to have people who are not blood in the soil Americans being the president, or even, in my opinion, holding office in Senate and Congress. I don't think that these people should be given citizenship if they're not from America. So I feel like we should end naturalized citizenship. That's what I feel. In that. Let people be permanent residents. If they want to come, they want to work, they want to invest, they want to do whatever, let them be that. But I feel like they should retain citizenship as a birth what do they call it? Um you were born here. My brain is still chugging along. Because you don't need, say for example, a Vivek Ramaswamy. Technically he has birthright, technically. But I feel like the parents should give the same status as their children. So when both of his parents came as immigrants, if they were, let's see, if they were, what's the word? If they were green card, then the child should become green card. We got to change this system. Nobody else in America, in the world, has this kind of crazy ass system because you're going to end up getting somebody who is foreign loyal running the show. That's not cool. They're loyal to another country. You just open this shit up for everybody. You said I miss my stackable herb pie. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. You said left all my ish with the last chick. Amendment birthright. You said 14th Amendment birthright. They need to change that or reinterpret it, in my opinion, because I feel like this country should not have somebody who excuse me, can be a president, a senator, in Congress, and they're not from this country. That's just not okay. And once you open up citizenship, it could be somebody who just got citizenship, you know, and they don't have no blood. They don't have no blood in the soil. I don't think that's good. I think it's a national security risk. It doesn't make sense. Most countries don't do this. Most countries don't do this. It's not in their best interest to just let anybody who got a piece of paper run for president because they said, I'm a citizen. You're not a citizen. You're not a fucking citizen. You got some paperwork, and that's all it is. And I never felt that way until I watched them Mexicans in California, and most of them would not have been out there fighting ICE had they not been actual citizens. But how did they get their citizenship? Most of them, their parents then snuck across the border. You know, most of their parents snuck across the border. That's how they got here. And because they were born here, then that technically makes them a citizen. And so the system needs an overhaul because you let one thing happen, then another thing happens, and then everything's out of fucking control. That's just my opinion. If you're talking about the long term interest of the American people, and we as Black people need to really think about that. If you got all these other minorities coming over here and they're getting citizenship and they just as equal as you are, they ain't paid no dues. They haven't been here. They haven't been suffered, but they get the benefits of all the work that black people have done. And I'm talking about all of them, Asian, Arab, Africans. They're getting the benefits of what we fought for. And then they turn around and tell us, hey, nigga, you go to the back of the line. We're better than you. That's a problem. And we're just talking about straight up citizens. I don't have nowhere to go. You can go back to Ghana. You can go back to, Saudi Arabia, Jewish. You can take your ass to Israel. You can go wherever you came from. You have a backup plan back home. I don't have a backup plan. This is the plan. I don't have nowhere I can run to, because I'm going to deal with the same immigration problems that you don't have in my country. Your country's not going to fucking let me in, let me be a citizen. That's not going to happen. And the only way you can get a citizenship a lot of times as an American is if you invest a certain amount of money or buy a certain amount of money value of real estate. So they don't have open arms in these other countries. They don't. America is probably the only first world country, especially a superpower, a significantly important country. The borders should not be open. Opportunities should not be open like that. That shit don't make no sense. But when I saw how the Mexicans was in California turning up, waving Mexican flags, repping to Mexico, I said, "Whoa, wait a minute. How did we get to this place? How do you manage to stand on American soil and burn American flags, disrespect American government, right or wrong, you disrespecting, okay? How do you manage to do that? How did we get here?" And I started tracing it back. I said, okay, see, that open border and then that birthright citizenship, that's how all of y'all got here. You are loyal to Mexico. That's your mother country, and you're in the United States representing your mother country, even though you got a birthright citizenship because your parents snuck over the border. This is a problem, and I don't care about it looking politically correct and being nice and all that shit. I'm talking about the people who built this country. We need some fucking barriers, okay? We need some goddamn barriers, and that's how you end up being disrespected in your own goddamn country. If you don't respect your country, who will? That's my question. You said I have been against an open 14th for quite some time now. Yeah, that 14th Amendment, that shit needs to be reinterpreted. And I know that MAGA and the racists, they're using it for a certain purpose. But it's in our own best interest because this is our homeland. We don't have a backup plan. This is our homeland right here. This is it. They can go back to China or wherever the fuck they come from. And that's what people do. They get a second fucking chance back home. We don't get a second fucking chance. Let me see what this comment says. It says, your country doesn't respect you, David. Um, I don't know what you mean. Can you explain? You said your country doesn't respect you. What do you mean? You mean because they allow everybody to be citizens? I would agree with that. I would agree with that. So that's part of it. You got this idea that anybody can just join and become party. And they haven't paid no dues. And let's just keep it real. America has become a people, they can go back where they came from. We don't get that opportunity. So what I'm saying, Dubai is unapologetic. They not offering them Indians and Indonesians and all the people that come to their country. They not offering them no citizenship. They say, look, you doing better here than you'll do anywhere else. We let you come and we let you work. We give you opportunity. That's enough. That's enough. That's all you're gonna get. You'll never be a citizen of the UAE. Okay? Because the UAE is a lineage of people. It's an group. They're Arabs. They're not offering citizenship to just any old body. That shit don't make no sense. So ain't nobody finna shame me. Come on, America's a melting pot. Man, fuck that. Rules change, laws change. And they need to goddamn be changed and reinterpreted. And I'm serious on that. Because black people, we have something to fucking protect. Okay? And that's the thing. Let me go back before I get started on the anti-black immigrants. Let me make sure I continue where I'm going. So let's look at some other countries. And Europe is realizing they let people come too often and it's fucked them up. Okay, they let too many people come, not necessarily citizenship, but they let too many people come. We need to be very controlled about who we let in, what they're here for. As soon as their status ends, they need to go. They need to have ICE and other, like, Homeland Security. They need to be tracking people's asses. You shouldn't be able to just dip off. You can just dip off and be unfound. What the fuck? I don't give a fuck if you have to put an ankle monitor on people. Fuck it. Excuse me, I got a cold. Let me read this. Hold on. Let me read. Okay, so let me read what it said. It says your country doesn't respect you. Let me read. Let me lean over so I can read. Let me read. Okay. It says you have to respect your country, but why should you when they leave all your war vets out to dry and don't care about anyone unless you're at the top 100% rich America? Right, right, yeah. That's what we at. We have a transnational corporation here in America. You said you think it froze. Can you see the picture now? Big Doug, can you see now? Can you see? Is it working? Oh, it came back. Okay, good. It says the New York mayor said everybody built New York except Black Americans, as if Seneca Village didn't exist. You talking about Mom Donnie said that bullshit? Everybody but Black Americans, really? Well, last time I checked, I believe that the New York Stock Exchange they had slave auctions and Wall Street on that whole fucking street. They had auction blocks. Even if nothing else, but the fact that black people, man, see, he said, I have a question for you. Who was the biggest majority of people that built New York? Here, it wasn't Americans, the Irish. Well, I don't know how much, but this country I'm not going to go state by state, city by city. We have to acknowledge that 400 years of free labor gave this country this superpower status very quickly that no other country has ever attained. Where did that come from? Think about this. You got generations, 400 years of free labor, a whole civilization. Look at the Egyptians. Slavery was how they built Alexandria. That's how they built the pyramids. That's how they did. They were able to do marvelous things because you had so much slave labor. So anytime you're talking about constant forced free labor, concentrated labor, my ancestors were working 18-hour days their whole life, nonstop, no pay, 18 hours plus. You know, and we're talking about bodies that were not well fed, bodies that were not taken care of, people who were suffering. They didn't even spend no money invested in these people or their quality of life, nothing. And you can't throw that away and act like that me and some Chinese dude that got on a Delta flight are the same. We're not the fucking same. So as far as I'm concerned, black people who came here, foundational black Americans, are the true Americans. The white folks that came here before the 1900s are true Americans. Okay, I'll give them that far back. And Native Americans are the true Americans. We the ones that get citizenship. The rest of these motherfuckers, no. Trump's wife, that bitch don't deserve citizenship. You could be a permanent resident. All that marrying people in, fuck that. Fuck that. Marrying somebody in, I don't think that should happen either. I know that sounds crazy, but that's where we at right now. Because that'll be the next thing, American citizenship marriage for sale. It would get like that, and they like people ain't doing that now. But if you really blocked almost all ways to get it, but I think they need to cut that birthright bullshit out. If one of your parents is not a citizen, you don't get birthright. Period. And I think spouses, they should be here as permanent residences. That's what I really think. And permanent resident is permanent resident. That means your ass can stay forever, but you can't run for no office. You said the Irish did not build New York entirely. That's a lie. Okay. Okay. You said Google it. Boogie. You said Boogie, New York had the largest majority of Irish workers and builders. And I thought the Irish came here as slaves or servants. They did in the South. They were indentured servants in the South, as far as I know. What year was this majority? Yeah, I don't know that. And how long has New Amsterdam been occupied? From the Great Famine from around 1845. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can't really play the immigrant wars. I don't know enough details to be like who gets up next and all of that stuff. What I do know is these Negroes that spent 400 years making this country the superpower it was by force. And what you're not gonna do is write that shit off and act like somebody who applied for a fucking citizenship on an application and an airplane ticket has the same fucking equal rights and entitlement. I'm entitled, goddamn it. I'm entitled. And the fact that black folks never got reparations, I'm fucking entitled. So fuck that 14th Amendment. And people who say, oh, well, um, the black people, you got to understand, and that's not fair. If you do other minorities like that, you'll be next. Man, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. The 14th, 15th, 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment guarantee me everything I need to understand. Okay, everything. Those were written to solidify that black people who came here as slaves are citizens. I'm good with that. I'm not worried about nobody overturning that. We got three whole amendments, okay? Three whole fucking amendments. And that's some revolutionary shit when you really think about it. Three whole amendments. You know how hard it is to get a goddamn amendment or ratify one? It ain't easy. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. In order to turn black folks back into slaves, you know how hard that would be. So people just be saying stuff to fearmonger. But I'm not anti-immigrant. I want to say that I like foreign people. I do. I'm a multiculturalist. I travel to other people's country. I like diversity. But what I'm talking about is you got to have some kind of way that you respect the citizens who were born here. Citizens who don't have no other country to call home they can run to when shit get hard or a backup plan. We don't have that. So you don't offer some person who just got on a fucking Delta flight, you don't offer them the same status as somebody who has been blood in the soil and they was born here and this is home and this is it. That's bullshit. Don't do that. Let them be permanent residents. Let them buy. Let them this and that. And I think too that permanent residency has to have conditions. It has to have conditions. No, you cannot run for any public office. No. You want to run for public office, you go back home where you came from. You want to do government, go to your home country and you run government there. But you don't run government here where U.S. citizens are involved. You don't have enough investment here to run anything. And I think we got to have a hard line. I'm going to use another country. I talked about Dubai, and I'm going to talk about Israel. Israel is technically an ethno state, no doubt. But you think that my black ass as an American can go and be like, hey, Israel, I wanna get citizenship. They gonna tell you that Israel is for what? Israelis, unapologetically. They'll say, hey, we can get you a visa. We can let you work here. You might be able to even get permanent residency. Maybe. Okay, but even that, they're gonna control how many. You think Israel don't have a limit? You think they don't have a monitor on how many people versus their own people is there? They're not gonna allow more non-citizens, more people outside ethnically than Israelis. They're not gonna do that. You ain't gonna never see Israel have like 20% is Israeli and 80% is everybody else. That shit is never gonna happen. Other countries care about stuff like that. But see, they've exploited labor so much, these fucking capitalists, they've been so focused on exploiting labor and getting cheap labor, like what he talking about with the H-1B visa. Instead of him saying in the next 10 years, we have a vision for America. Excuse me. We want to build our workforce and our education system to the extent that all these Generation A kids need to be technologically savvy and ready to work. Instead, this motherfucker said he want to bring in 600,000 Chinese immigrants. What the fuck? Excuse me. Let me go down, scroll down, see what I can read. And Black Americans have been in New York as early as 1700. Okay. We know that New York is a city of immigrants. That's what people came in through what, Ellis Island? We know that. But black people, I mean, we got the Harlem Renaissance. We got everything we need. We got all kind of stories about New York. And there's a lot of black folks who were slaves in New York too, doing free labor. And yes, it was a free state, but there were plenty of people who were servants. Okay, he said the skyscrapers and buildings didn't rise. Ellis Island didn't open up until until the Statue of Liberty was given to us. Okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know the history of New York's immigration process and stuff too much. I don't know, but I like I said, nationally, I know for a fact that my people have built this bitch up. Okay, and it would not have the success. This country would not be what it is today. Think about it. If slavery never happened and you just had a bunch of sorry ass white people come over here, what would it have turned into? You know what it would have looked like? What them Quakers and them Mennonites look like? Independent farm villages. That's what the fuck it would have been. That's all it would have been. White people working small pieces of land, and that shit probably would have looked pretty fucking simple for a long time. That industrial revolution, that shit would have never happened. What fed the industrial revolution? Slavery, crops, cotton, manufacturing. All that shit was fed by slavery. So that industrial revolution and all these other technological things, that shit would have never happened. America would have never, excuse me, y'all. I got a bad chest cold. America would have never been thriving. Okay, the economy would have never churned out the way it did was it not for American chattel slavery. Facts. And nothing can change that. So I'm saying on behalf of African Americans, in order for us to have and carve out our little piece of America and keep it, it's to our own benefit that they change this birthright. And the truth be told, it's just fighting a losing war because facts are already there. Black people are not reproducing anymore, really. We're at 1.36 reproduction rate, and pretty much, and probably, what I'm guessing, in 100 years, there's barely going to be any African Americans. That's what I'm trying to say. In 100 years or less, it's going to barely be any original African Americans. We're going to basically be like the Native Americans, few and far in between. How many times y'all done seen a Native American? I hear you hard to tell because they look like Mexicans and Mexicans look like them. But I've been to some, Native American powwows, and it ain't many of them. I'm not saying they're all there, but it's not commonplace for you to meet a true Native American whose ancestry is tribal and they're from the United States. The shit is just not, it's kind of uncommon. We're going to be as rare. African Americans are going to be as rare as the Native Americans currently are. That's where we're going. And I think the least we can do is safeguard the little shit that we have earned in America. That's the least we can do for our goddamn self. You know? That's the least we could do. Because these folks is coming here, they ended the women. You think these Chinese people that come here, they give a fuck about our culture? Do you think they do? They don't give a fuck about our culture. These people don't come here and want to assimilate. They don't want to come here and be American. They want to come here and play the game. And look at Vivek Ramaswamy. That motherfucker shouldn't even be able to run. You are Indian. Your parents, you should have got the same status they got, permanent residency. You see how we create problems on our own? He should have been a permanent resident. He should have got the same status. When you're born in America, you get the status of your parents. If your parents was immigrants on a permanent residency, then you get permanent residency. If one of your parents is a citizen, then you get citizenship. If an American citizen puts in a request that their child be a citizen, then they should be granted birthright citizenship. But other than that, they need to cut this shit out. It don't make no sense. And if you look at it, it's only 23 countries out of how many countries that have these stupid ass ideas. And the only one that anybody want to go to is the United States. Some other countries that have this stupid ass um, immigration birthright bullshit, the only ones that have it other than America ain't nowhere you want to be. Okay? All the countries that got sense don't do their immigration like this. It's time for change. They need to happen. But the problem is we got these motherfucking capitalists that like cheap labor. But I'm gonna go back to Ramaswamy. Look at how he's doing. When he got himself in power, look how arrogant that is. He's an Indian. He's not an American citizen. He got paperwork that say he's an American citizen, but that motherfucker is not. He's not here to conform, and I don't think people have to be here to conform. But you don't need to be no damn citizen. You under a green card, permanent residency, be Indian. Talk your Hindu, go to your damn temples, do all of that shit. But America is America. And all this melting pot, that shit is gone wrong. That shit's gone sour. That's bullshit. The idea of American is we have one culture, one common culture. Yes, we have subcultures, but we have one common culture. You got people here, they come here and they're birthright citizens and they don't speak a lick of English. What the whole fuck are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about? And think about this. I'm loving diversity, but there's got to be some conformity. When you open up businesses, they need to have some English on the goddamn side. We had that problem here in Atlanta. Okay, we got to have some standards and stop being stupid. So we have this place called Doraville. Okay, and I'm not anti-diversity. I love the world coming to America. I just don't think they should have citizenship. That's all I'm saying. Permanent residency, yes. Citizenship, no. Because we Americans don't have nowhere else to go, and that's compromising our rights as people. Okay, we invested in this country over time. Our families have invested. We need some fucking guarantees. You understand? We need some fucking guarantees. We entitled to that. We're entitled to that. It's not our job to be the cleanup man for the rest of the world. All these countries, they don't act right. They fuck up everything, and their people want to run here. And then when they get here, they don't even respect the citizens. They talk shit to us. But let me go back to Doraville. Doraville is an area in northeast Atlanta. And Doraville is where all these immigrants have set up. And I like Doraville. Like I said, I'm multiculturalist, so don't get me twisted and think I hate immigrants. I don't. I like immigrant people. I like diversity. I really do. And I go up there. They got Japan shit, you know. They got Japanese people up there in Doraville. They got Korean people in parts of Gwinnett. They got Indian people. All of Asia, Cambodia, Vietnam. Oh, the whole fucking Asia is in Doraville and Chambly. And then at one point, Buford Highway, they got a lot of Mexican people. So they got Mexico too. Okay. So I'm into diversity. But they had to come up with some what you call it, rules and regulations. Because these foreigners got so inundated with this idea that they created their own America for them, right? As immigrants. So when you ride by the stores, you as an American citizen don't know what the fuck the store is. You understand? They got Chinese and Japanese and Korean writing. Nobody fucking knows. So when you go on Buford Highway and you go to Doraville, you literally, as an American, have to. They got signs and shit. They got words, but you can't read it. It's another language. So you have to literally ride through the parking lot and look and see what's in each store to know what the fuck it is. Okay, it could be Chinese herbs. You don't know until you close up. So you can't just drive down the street and say, "Oh, there's a so and so store. Oh, there's a Korean bakery." You don't know. You gotta go in the parking lot and drive around and look in the window. Excuse me, and then you can tell what the fuck it is. So Doraville City Council came up with a rule. They said this is bad. You guys don't have signs. We don't even know what your address is. So when the police get called, the ambulance get called, the fire department get called, guess what? Nobody knows where the fuck the building is. So this is a public safety issue. But think about that. We have a country where citizens don't know what stuff is. The signage doesn't allow you access. There's no enforcement of English at all. And so even the fire department and the police are fucking confused because they can't read Chinese and Vietnamese to know which building is on fucking fire or who needs emergency help. Y'all see what I'm saying? We gotta have some common sense shit here. It's like that in Chinatown. If you ever been to Chinatown in New York, you know, we gotta have some respect. If you come to our country, you need to have your shit in whatever language and English. This is just basic decency. You leaving us out of our own fucking participate in our own country. That shit's crazy. And you also need to have a motherfucker that speaks English. There is this one restaurant I went to. I forgot the name of it, but I went in there. I went to the drive-through. I tried to buy some tacos. I like tacos. I tried to buy some tacos, and I go through the drive-through, and the chick is, you know, she's speaking Spanish. Now I speak some Spanish, but they be talking fast as fuck. So I tell her in my little broken ass Spanish that I speak. I said, "Tu habla mucho rápido para mí," and that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I said it right grammatically, but I'm trying to say you speak too fast for me. I'm expecting the bitch to slow down. I'm like, mucho rápido para mí. English is mi lingua. You know, English is my language. So, you know, can you slow the fuck down so I can understand? Or just ask me something real simple, like, what do you want? You know, or un momento, 1 minute. Something. Say something slow and easy. Give me some grace. This ain't my first language. I just want some fucking tacos. And the bitch just kept, I was like, oh, she's not even trying to, like, come on my level. And I said, you know, I said, hablas English? No? I said, oh, shit. So I had to get out of the fucking car. I had to go inside the restaurant. And of course, when you get inside the restaurant, you can see the numbers. You know, they got the numbers and the pictures. And so there I go. I'm in there pointing. Numero 10, por favor. This is what I got to do. Because she not understanding. I'm not understanding her in the drive thru. But this is what I'm saying. We can't even participate. Excuse me. I got a cold. My chest cold so bad. We can't even participate in our own fucking country. Can't order food. Can't do this. Can't do that. And what happens? Okay, matter of fact, I got another restaurant, McDonald's. McDonald's is on a street close to my daughter's school. And my daughter loves double cheeseburgers. And she's real picky about food. So she only has certain shit she'll eat. And so I oftentimes after school will get her a double cheeseburger. Make her day, make her happy or whatever. And how about I noticed not long ago, I said nobody ever talks to me at this McDonald's. The lady who takes the order, she's not very she doesn't speak good English. She has an accent. I don't know where she's from. She's not Latino. I think she's like Somalian or something. She got missing teeth. Okay. She's the one that take orders. But every time I've been through there, it's somebody Latino in the drive through. And they don't talk to you. They don't say, hello, thank you. Would you like some ketchup? They don't say shit. They won't say, have a good day. Thank you so much. They don't say nothing. Would you like some ketchup? Any sauces? They don't say nothing. Here's your drink. These people don't say a word. Y'all know what I realized? Don't nobody in that McDonald's speak English. That's what I realized. The one person that can speak some English is on the drive thru. The rest of these motherfuckers do not speak English. I realized that. I started paying attention. And I think what it was is I asked one day I asked, that's what it made dawned on me. I said, damn, I just realized they never say shit to me. Not nothing, not a single English word. They just hand out your cup and they hand out your food and that's it. There's not one word exchange. And I noticed it was so awkward. I say thank you, they don't say nothing back. And I realized it one day because I asked the girl something and she went away and then somebody else came back and answered my question. What the fuck going on here? I said, oh, these motherfuckers don't speak English. That's what it is. They train them how to work McDonald's without talking, apparently. You know? That's crazy. But you're creating an environment in which I, as an American, cannot even participate in my own society. And so that's one of the things about permanent residency. We need higher standards. If you don't speak standard English, you cannot come to the United States. That's part of your application process. If you cannot speak standard English, you do not come, period. You said my kids are basically all mixed. You said the American population is mixing. Yeah, I don't mind the mixing, but these foreign folks. My ex-wife is East Indian, white and Jamaican. Oh, that's an interesting combination. Is she from like Trinidad or Jamaica or something? How she get all the mixes? That's interesting. But how are we gonna secure our human selves in our own country when we're being slowly but surely, pushed out? I don't know if this incense is making this any better. I might be coughing because of the incense. Y'all bear with me. I got a chest cold. And my fucking garden is froze. I'm like upset about that. I gotta go out there and see what's going on. All the little leaves and folded and shit. Y'all said, not y'all, but they said that peppers was a cold weather plant. Why is it looking like that? Why the fuck is my pepper plants looking like that? I'm finna go pick all my peppers before them motherfuckers die. I got a whole bunch of peppers out there. I got like 15 bell peppers out there. Boy, you talking about somebody happy? Y'all know how much bell peppers cost? They like $3.29 a piece. And I got my own bell peppers. I'm trying to wait till they turn red, yellow, and orange because that's really what I'm after. I like multicolored bell peppers. Now the green ones are cheap, but them other colors is expensive. And I like those other colors. So that's what I'm really trying to do. Get multicolored bell peppers and cut them all up when I harvest. And then I can freeze them. So anytime I want to cook with multicolored bell peppers, I got a little blend I made myself. So I'm starting to can too, y'all. I got a canning combination kit. So I'm gonna start canning my tomatoes and stuff. And I got collard greens out there. Yeah, I got some stuff going on in the garden. And I'm about to order some asparagus. That's what I'm about to do. Order some asparagus seeds. I'm gonna grow asparagus. Them shits are expensive in the store. So anything that's expensive, I'm gonna grow. You understand? That's what I'm gonna do. So what y'all think about this immigration stuff? Am I wrong for saying that Americans don't have nowhere else to go? This is plan A, and we need to secure and safeguard our own fucking self and stop trying to save the world. Let me tell you another thing. Y'all, the people who come here, they're getting more than an American citizen veteran. Can I tell you that? You got veterans out here that are homeless. They done fought for this country, sacrificed for this country, served the U.S. government. They done did all this shit, and they don't got nowhere to live. You hear me? Nowhere to live, and nobody gives a fuck. They're not getting no health care. But then you got these immigrants that come here under all these different statuses, refugee or whatever the case may be. And they got food stamps, they got housing, you know. They taking out US money and they're focusing it on saving people who have problematic countries. And I think that's a problem. You just contributing to the problem. Let people stay in their own fucking country. Because you know what? When all them people who don't like it leave, then the problem stays in the country. Think about that. If Haiti has, we're gonna use Haiti because they created a whole town of Haitians. Haiti has a clearly like what? Let's say 20,000 people who fled, got away from Haiti. 25,000. These people did not like the government or what was going on enough to want to leave. Now, if you had to left them same 25,000 people in their country, people who do not like and are ready to take action and clearly have taken a position, I don't like this shit. Them 25,000 people, one way or another, there were leaders in that. There were people who could have been in the military. They could have been, part of a new coup, a new establishment, new voters. I'm just saying, for a new government. Instead of you leaving the people who are dissatisfied in their country to be dissatisfied so that they can change the course of action, that's what you got to do when that's your homeland. You have to change the course of action. You have to be the change you want to fucking see. So the smart thing is to leave people where the fuck they are, okay? Even if it looks cruel, leave them where the fuck they are. Because guess what? They got blood in the soil. They got a reason to fight. And America creates an easy out. Oh, if you don't like your country, you don't have to actually stand there and change things. You don't have to fight for your politics and your economic situation. You can just run away to America. And when you get to America, we're gonna give you free food, we're gonna give you housing, we're gonna take care of you better than we take care of all the place you run to because you're a fucking coward. You run away from your problems. And then you bring your same degenerate dealt with Somalian people. They are a problem. Their kids go hood. And I'm talking about degenerate hood. Not even black people hood. I'm talking about they they form gangs, they sit around and drink, they talk crazy, they're abusive, disrespectful. They don't have no respect for American culture. And you don't ever want to live in their community. Like apartment complexes, they will take over whole apartment complexes. As a woman, American citizen, I kid you not, I lived in a neighborhood, didn't know this is a problem with my ex-husband. He used to just pick apartments and didn't consult me. So I end up in a fucking neighborhood full of Somalis. Some shit he picked. Okay. Because he didn't consult me and let me pick out the apartment. So we end up, he didn't sign the lease for these Somali apartments, mostly Somalians. And mind you, the government is paying their bills, their bills. So it doesn't mean that it's going to be necessarily like cheap and run down. The government pays their bills for their rent. So I'm in this Somali neighborhood, and it gets to a point. These guys don't work. They like 21, 22. They stand around blasting rap music, wearing their pants sagging. Okay, and what do? They disrespectful as fuck. I, as an American citizen, cannot run. Excuse me. I got to just. I, as an American citizen, cannot even walk down the fucking street through my apartment complex. Why? Because the Somalian guys in their 20s is catcalling me. Okay? I'm in college, married woman, and I was wearing Islamic outfit, head covering, okay, at that time. Married. I'm like 18, 19 years old going to college, and I got to walk through this whole apartment complex. I'm clearly covered in modesty as an Islamic woman. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, girl. This, that, harassing me in my own fucking country. And I used to then go out at night anyway. But I tell you one thing, if I ever had to go out at night, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have because it wasn't safe. Them niggas would sit around all day long smoking weed, drinking in public and shit like that. Them Somalis are trash. They don't give a fuck about Islam. They come to America and they act a goddamn fool. They think that gangster culture is how y'all may not been around Somalis, but these younger Somali guys are very dangerous. They come from a dangerous country and they bring that bullshit over here. So that's what I'm saying. These refugees are some of the most unappreciative motherfuckers you ever want to see. And I don't have anything against Haitian people, but what I can tell you is fourth world people, they are not, that's what they are. They're fourth world. Fourth world people are not conducive to the American culture. They're just not. And it's not about, it's the poverty, you know? It's the poverty. And I know what I'm talking about because I traveled Haiti quite a bit. And Haiti is a country that is fourth world. And the mentality of a fourth world person is not necessarily going to be a good one. Okay, because poverty tramps all. It stands over everything. Trumps all. So when I'm saying when I was in Haiti, for example, the culture of stealing and theft is fine. You know, if you people are looking for opportunity to steal from you, and they don't have a problem with it. Like, dishonesty is the way to be. It's kind of like a come up. People respect that. You know what I'm saying? People respect um, you coming up by doing something that's illegal or wrong. You said all those people are mixed in Jamaica. Yeah, that's true. He said, got to cover it up. Yeah, I was covering up, but I shouldn't have had to in my own fucking country. And that didn't even stop them bastards. And I got to the point where I would just start cussing their asses out. And I think if I remember correctly, my husband, I think he had came out with me one day to walk down the street. 'Cause I used to walk. And I think that's how he ended up getting me a car. That's how he ended up getting me a car at first. 'Cause I used to walk to the bus. I had to catch the bus all the way into the city. So I remember him walking with me because I told him, I said, I'm tired of these dudes harassing me. And so what he ended up doing, like 2 or 3 days in a row, he ended up walking with me um, through the apartment complex. And he was basically, trying to let it be known, this here woman that you harassing, I just need y'all to see me for a minute. Now I don't know if he ever said anything because one, he probably did say some shit to him. He probably did. We ended up moving. He probably did say some shit to him because Kabul was very militant and very unafraid. Okay, very dominant, strong-minded black man, African, and he did not like East Africans. He did not like Somalis or Ethiopians. He did not like them people at all. He said East Africans always think they're better than West Africans. He did not like them, you know. And I have a little prejudice. I don't care for. I work with some Ethiopians, but they have a closed society. They act real funny acting. They're real funny acting. Ethiopians remind me of how Jewish people are. They can talk to you, but they don't really like your ass. If you really want to know the truth, they never gonna be cool with you. I have one client but she's a second generation Ethiopian, so she don't really count. She's beautiful too. Oh my gosh, she's so pretty. The Ethiopian women are very beautiful, very beautiful. They might be some of the most beautiful women on the planet. I think Ethiopian women and Indian women are the most beautiful. Indian women have these eyes and eyebrows. They are so pretty. But a lot of men don't like Indian women because they got a lot of hair. They're very hairy people. But I'm like, shit, who cares about the hair? Hairy legs, hairy arms, they're hairy. But I think the Ethiopian women are very, very beautiful and they got pretty hair too. But they don't date outside, their culture too much. So yeah, that's my point. I just think that we citizens, that's not good enough for Israel. Israel's not gonna let you come in and just get in their government. They're not gonna let you come in and run shit. They're not even gonna let you come and stay. A lot of these countries, they're not gonna let you just randomly think you're gonna just walk your ass in and you fucking belong and you got rights all of a sudden. I don't want to hear about no fucking immigrant rights. I don't want to hear it until you can make sure that every U.S. veteran is housed, has good health and medical care. And as far as I'm concerned, it's not even welfare. Every veteran should be getting, I wouldn't even call it EBT. I would not even call, I would give them something totally different. They get a food source card, okay? They should be fed the rest of their lives. A veteran should never have to think about fucking food. You hear me? Never. That should not even be a fuck. These motherfuckers walking around with broken limbs, missing limbs, disabled, mentally fucked up. These veterans have been through so much shit. How dare anybody not take care of those who keep this country safe? That shit don't make no sense. But you'll bring some raggedy ass Somali who ain't never paid $1 of American taxes never worked a hard, honest day's work in America. You'll bring this motherfucker over here, put him up in a hotel, give him a free flight, find a job, give him a job, train him on the job, give him an education, give him language courses. Oh, you make a whole fucking pass for a fucking Somali because they're a coward and they don't want to stand and fight in their own country. That's man. Woo! This is our U.S. tax dollar they doing for this bullshit. This is our U.S. tax dollar. You don't take care of veterans, right? You don't take care of the people that took care of this country, but you make a whole fucking pass for some motherfucker to go get food stamps and have free everything. Man, that shit's crazy. Americans got to get a grip, and it's these fucking capitalists. Trump talking about we need more Indians. Man, fuck you. We need more Chinese. No, the fuck we don't. All these people, all this Generation Z and A coming up, they need a fucking job, okay? This shit just cooks my cake. That's why when I hear these black men talking about MAGA this, MAGA that, Trump ain't thinking about you or your children. He want to make a way for Indians and Chinese to come here and take the jobs your children should get. What the fuck is you talking about? MAGA is some of the dumbest motherfuckers I ever seen. I'm done with the Democrats. Them motherfuckers is playing the same damn game. They playing in everybody's faces. They be golfing together, vacationing together, fucking each other. Them damn Democrats and Republicans is the same goddamn. All this stuff is theater for your entertainment. And that's one thing about AB Media be pissing me off. He gets on his stupid ass channel and then he starts the Democrats this, the libs that. You got people they're so glib and so fucking stuck deep into these politics. Do you understand this is just like the ESPN? This is like the NBA, the NFL. It's a fucking joke. That shit ain't real. That's political theater. Why you think all these Democrats are so quiet about Trump and him fucking up? Why y'all think he's so quiet? Why they quiet? Because they've all carved out their piece of chicken and they're busy chewing it. Okay? They've carved out their piece of pie and they're eating it. They're too busy eating the contracts, the kickbacks, the money. Why did Chuck Schumer pass that shit? Because he know how much money they got invested that they gonna benefit. These people are business people. Congress is not about citizens. Congress is about business people doing business deals international. Can people please get that through your head? Congress is a bunch of business investors who are figuring out how they are going to carve out the next generation's wealth. That's the only reason they're there. That's the only reason. That's why they focus on lobbyists. That's why they focus on APAC. Everybody's getting paid in Congress, okay? Let's quit playing my team, your team. Only dumb people fall for that. I love liberal tears. You silly. You silly. No, they love your tears because you the one gonna be broke and your son gonna be moving in as a millennial and you ain't gonna have no fucking job or resources for his ass to get grown, okay? Sorry, y'all. I got a bad chest cold. All right, I'm almost done. I got 4 more dishes to wash. I'm thanking y'all for keeping me. Oh shit! I go Don Gordito. He said I meant cover the plants. Oh, I thought you were talking about covering my ass. Oh, you, he said cover the plants. What you said? Put plastic on them. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna show y'all how fucked up this garden look. I'm gonna show y'all how fucked up it looks. It's pathetic. What's up, Don? With your troublemaking ass? He said, "Oh law, oh law, I'm a dual citizen." Really? You kicking me out now? Yeah. Nah. Okay, Don, do you have at least one parent that's a citizen? Do you have at least one parent that's a citizen? If you do, you can stay. Okay? But if you don't have one parent that's a citizen, you got to go. You got to go. You got to pack it on up, brother. Pack it on up. We'll see you in Barbados or wherever you from. Okay? I thought you was a citizen, Don. I thought you was a citizen. You come across as an American. I thought you was a citizen. Where you from? You must be one of them Panamanians. Them Panamanians be blending in so good, you can never tell. You can never fucking tell. My husband got a couple of friends of the Panama. I was like, they going to what they going to Panama for? He's like, they're from Panama. I said, I can't tell. And see, that's the thing. If we had people you couldn't tell, I'd be like, you get a pass, you know. But you got whole motherfuckers don't even speak English, don't want to speak English. They don't like Americans. They talk shit to us, you know. And the longer they hear, the more comfortable they get with that. Oh, Don, he must be gone because he ain't respond. He's talking about you kicking me out. Well, we need to kick you out for being a troll. Kick you out for that reason. Now, let me just, before I go, let me put these dishes up. Let me, before I go, say this. I believe, this is my theory, y'all. Y'all listen. Trump is something happened to him. Okay? I'm gonna give my theory. I hope the folks don't show up because I'm right. Hope the folks don't show up and come get me. But Trump. Can y'all? Okay, it's still working. Okay, so let me tell y'all my theory about Trump. This gonna be juicy. It's gonna be juicy. Don't tell nobody I told y'all this. I believe. Do you remember how Trump used to be real? What's the word? He used to be real bodacious and worried about his ratings and what people thought of him. You know, I need crowds. I got crowds. I got whole audiences. Yeah, they love me. He had a certain energy about him. I know he getting old, but he's gone from that. Wanting approval, wanting large crowds, talking about his ratings. He forgot all of that. Something's up. He told people after the Epstein files that you're no longer MAGA if you want the Epstein files. Don't talk about it no more. He knew that was the end of his relationship with MAGA. He severed that. Trump has always been one of those people, that's why he's been in Hollywood, who wants public approval. How did he go from wanting to public approval this whole life since the 80s? You know, being the millionaire, the glitz and the glamour, all in front of the camera. How did he all of a sudden evolve out of that? He don't care what people think of him. He don't want people's approval. No, that's not what happened. Something happened to Trump. Them. Let me tell y'all what. I believe Mossad, i.e., Benjamin Netanyahu, said this is the time and this is the moment. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pimp America, plain and simple. And we need a puppet to do it. And Donald Trump is that puppet. They somehow got his ass into place. Okay. I'm not even sure that elections are real elections anymore. Like the machines actually matter. I don't even know. I can't call it. I'm almost convinced that this shit doesn't matter. I feel like they put in whatever number they want to get whoever they want to be where they want them to be. I mean, we saw that the way they dealt with Kamala, right? The way they did Bernie Sanders, the nominations and shit. You know, they fix shit when they want to. So let's not sit here and pretend that democracy is so stable. It's only as good as your ability to fight for it and defend it. Let me say this: Trump, in my opinion, has been transformed by the Mossad. He no longer operates from a place of ego and pride anymore because I believe they have threatened his life. He is surrounded by agents. And we know that our government is infiltrated with people who are Zionists, okay? Zionists are all around him. He doesn't know. He's surrounded. He doesn't know who he could trust. I'm looking at how Kanye talked about how the Mossad, the Zionists, use medical, they're like a medical mafia. Think about this now. They could have pulled Trump to the side and said, listen here, motherfucker. We're taking over. We're going to do X, Y, and Z, and you're going to shut the fuck up. We're everywhere. We're places that you can't see. We run this whole shit. I think they set that motherfucker down and told him what it is and what it fucking ain't. That's what I believe. And I think they put some demands on him. And they told him, now you can act right and keep your life, or we can fuck you up. And I believe they have been training him in humiliation. The way Benjamin Netanyahu has been doing Trump publicly, no respect. A superpower should never be able to be grabbed and held by the balls like it's happening. Country that you begging money for and support, and you just running shit like you run the world. Something's up. Now let me tell you my theory of what I think is up. I believe, now remember Kanye West, okay? We got a couple of people who acted up in society, okay, particularly in the entertainment industry. Michael Jackson and Prince. How did they die? At the hands of what? Medical malpractice. Kanye West, when he went DEFCON 3 or whatever the fuck that was, he told them, he said, it's a Jewish mafia out here, and they're everywhere, and they want to cancel you and fuck your life up. And they come for you, and they come for your family, they come for your career, they come for your money. They trying to take your life. That's what Kanye said. It's the same Kanye that the other day was begging for his life again. You see how humble he was? Now, is it a game, or have they told him that we'll take your children out? We'll take your wife out. You know what I'm saying? The threats are real. Let me give y'all an example how. Notice that the most bodacious motherfucker gets real humble when they are surrounded. I think Trump thought it took him a while to be convinced. I think he really did think he was the president. He was a wild horse they had to break. I think Mossad said, you know what? You the kind of motherfucker that don't want to listen. You hard headed. We're gonna have to show you rather than tell you. We're gonna have to show you. Because you don't want to listen. You really do think you're the president. You really do think you in control. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to show you. And he got the first assassination attempt. Okay? He got that first assassination attempt. Then he got another one. I think that was them training him. And it was like, do you see what we can do to you? It's somebody like a handler that's telling him, listen, you're going to have to act right because we got all the cards on our side. You just an old white man and your wife don't like you and your kids don't care because they're going to inherit everything you got. You going to have to do what we say. And that's when the second attempt came. And those are the things we know about publicly. They have trained that man. Let me not forget this. Compromise. Do you think out of Trump's whole life, all the shit he's done, lawsuits he's faced, you think that them Epstein files, you think Mossad don't have pictures of him and young girls? You think they don't have that? Do you think Mossad does not own the pictures already that they say Epstein had of Trump with girls? You think they don't have stuff? You think they don't have all that? The motherfucker is a molester. We know that. He's a pedo. We know that. They hung them Epstein files on his neck. They said, we don't give a fuck about your base. We don't care what anybody in America wants. You not releasing Epstein files because compromise is valuable to us. This is how we keep all these motherfuckers in line. They said it's more than 100 people who are affiliated with power and prestige, who are associated with the government of the United States of America, who are in the fucking Epstein files. They not finna let that shit go and be seen. These are things that keep those people in order. This is what keeps those people in order. It's what makes them good puppets. We're not finna let you steal our compromise. We gotta use that shit for leverage. You crazy. You're not releasing no fucking Epstein files. That shit is never gonna happen. Tell the American people, fuck it. And you see what Trump did? You know how hard that was for him? But guess what? He's so selfish. That motherfucker is in trouble. He is a hostage in the fucking White House. You hear me? He's surrounded by Mossad. They've been tracking his vehicles. This is facts. The Mossad comes and they put trackers and they put the hearing devices. He is surrounded by the Mossad. Israel controls him like a bitch. This is a public sabotage. All these decisions he's making are sabotaging America. This is decisions of Netanyahu and the Mossad. These are not Donald Trump's decisions. Look at who he's surrounded by. This motherfucker looked up one day. He realized that the Mossad had put his whole fucking cabinet, everybody around him, his advisors, his donors, everybody around him is fucking Mossad, Zionist, and Israeli, pro-Israel. That motherfucker ain't got a chance in hell of being pro-America. Last night, last night, our boy, I'm trying to think, Nick Fuentes, our boy Nick Fuentes last night, he did a whole monologue. Y'all need to go watch it. And he said, Trump is done. He sees what I see. He didn't go into the shit I'm saying, but he said Trump is done. Trump is done. Any of that MAGA, any of that other shit, he said he's done. Just forget it. Forget all that shit. Just forget it. That shit's over. And that's the part people not saying out loud. This motherfucker has been compromised. It's called compromise. Between the Epstein files and whatever other bullshit they got on him, they can ruin this motherfucker. I got a whole nother level for you. We're gonna go back to Kanye West. Kanye West talked, and I'm gonna say about Hezbollah. Kanye West talked about the Zionist medical mafia. They will use access to your health care, right? They assign you a Jewish doctor. Y'all listen to this part. They assign you a Jewish doctor. They take you to a Jewish hospital, Mount Sinai. Okay, pay attention to this. They're everywhere. You cannot get away from them. You don't know who they are. And I'm sure they painted a picture for him, a grim picture. Motherfucker, we got you surrounded. You can't get away from us. You will do what we say. We don't give a fuck what you said to get your campaign. We don't give a fuck how you feel. And anytime he think he gonna buck up, they show him better than they can tell him. They show that motherfucker. We'll pull your card at any moment. I think just for a guarantee, for some real leverage, I believe the medical mafia then stepped in. Do y'all understand? Now pay attention to this shit. Donald Trump is walking around right now with a machine attached to his heart. Okay? Doctors have shown it. It's a machine, okay, that it looks like it goes on the left side and it goes on the right side like suspenders. It goes down through his pants, but it goes to his heart directly. There's pictures of it. I'll actually go find a picture of it and I'll post it. They say that this thing regulates your heartbeats. I would not doubt that Donald Trump went to sleep one night and they took his ass unconscious because he's had a couple of those trips, unexpected trips to the hospital. I have a feeling they put his ass unconscious the same way they did with Michael Jackson and all that type of shit. They had this motherfucker unconscious. I think they went in and they put that fucking machine on his ass and they told him when he woke up, hey, something happened to you. But we got a heart monitor that's regulating your heartbeat. We, check this out, we have the device that controls your heartbeat. Do you understand? Everything understood don't have to be said. We have a device on you that controls your heartbeat. That's why I believe this motherfucker is having sick spells, why his health is going down. I think they turning that motherfucker up and down to torture him. Candace Owens has talked about, I think they've used that to control him. Oh, he had an emergency checkup. I think they playing with his ass. I think they're like, motherfucker, we were injured. You're gonna tap dance. You're gonna be the puppet we want you to be. I don't put that past the Messiah and the Zionists. I don't put that past them. Kanye West told us, did he not say that? He said that guy said, he said his medical person who was a Zionist, he told him, he showed the damn text message. He said, I will get some medications and I will have your brain swimming. I'll have you to the point where you don't even know who you are. And I can and will do it. Medical mafia threats. I will use medicine to fuck you up. I will have you committed. I'll have you in a crazy house. Do y'all know how easy that would be for them to do that to Trump? You surrounded by a whole bunch of Zionist medical mafia doctors. And they all agree. Y'all understand? They all agree. Yeah, he's lost it. He's got dementia. Y'all see what they did to motherfucking Wendy Williams? You see that? That's their work. They got the bitch locked up in a eighth floor fucking apartment like she's some kind of caged dog, a puppy, looking out the fucking window. That's that medical Mossad mafia. We got you, bitch. We control you. We control your rights. Y'all think this ain't no collusion? Them judges agreeing she crazy, taking her money, spending on other what? Lawyers? Who them lawyers? Who is spending all Wendy Williams' money? Who is this mysterious motherfucker nobody never met called a guardian that come out of nowhere? Come on now. Kanye West put it out there. He said they told me they will take my money, they will take my life, they will take everything I got, including my sanity and my children. They promised me what the big payback was gonna be. Y'all, these people are not playing. These people are not playing. They got psychologists, doctors, lawyers, judges, people in law enforcement, CIA, FBI. They got all these people planted, unseen eyes. Y'all see the other day, January 6th, look at that. They got a woman putting pipe bombs out to the RNC and the DNC. She's a whole fucking cop. And how did they repay her? She's now part of the CIA. This bitch is dropping pipe bombs, blaming American citizens. We had all these FBI and law enforcement and military people on January 6th. I knew it was a sham. I said that from day one. I said I got to watch this shit because this don't make no actual sense in America. The whole goddamn National Guard should have been on the steps of the fucking Capitol. They had 4 to 6 months um, understanding that this shit was about to go down. You trying to tell me this motherfucker walking around talking about stop the steal, bragging about how we gonna take the Capitol, meet me in DC, and you ain't got one fucking gun from a military person out there to stop this shit? Not one. They even called the mayor of Washington, D.C. She called him and she said, hey, feds, these motherfuckers talking about they coming. You know, they told her, stand down. They told her, stand down. We got this. Stand down. They didn't send no National Guard. They didn't send no military. They didn't send shit. This is Washington, D.C. And if you ever been in D.C., you know they got high levels of security. You come up there and dance and do anything weird, you're going to be surrounded by federal agents in 5 minutes flat. Go try it. Do any little weird shit in DC and see don't you be surrounded in 5 minutes. But you got a whole crowd of white supremacists that's been planning and colluding to come up there and overthrow the government for 6 whole months. And ain't nobody got no answer for that in Washington, D.C. I knew that shit was a sham. I told everybody who I was working with at that time I was a teacher. I said, y'all know what? I'm finna take me a mental health day and I'm finna sit at home with some popcorn because I want to watch the bloodbath this is supposed to be. Because I ain't never in my lifetime seen nobody who's a regular, everyday person talking about they gonna take over and overthrow the government. I said, this here, I'm gonna have to watch. I'm taking off today. I want to see this shit. And what I proceeded to watch, I'm not gonna get into it right now, but what I proceeded to watch was a sham. I knew it when I was watching it. I said, look at this black cop running around like a fool dancing and tap dancing, running backwards, running forward, and this mafia of this mob, they stop and go. What the fuck is this? What's the kind of choreographed dance these motherfuckers doing? That shit, and they said he's a hero, the black guy. I'm like, man, are you serious? Can't be fucking serious. That was choreographed, and it was so interesting because the way the camera was following him around, it was like a Hollywood film. I could tell. I know something about that filming and all that. I said, this shit is choreographed. We know what stuff look like when people are spontaneously in a situation. The camera be all over the place, it's not stable. Uh-uh. Nah. For the stability of that camera, there's a certain way you have to walk and a certain way you have to run. I worked with a film crew for a while, so I know what it looks like. They have to actually cross their legs and they have a balancer thing on it, and they can't rock the camera too much. It was too perfect. It was too produced. I knew it when I saw it. I said, that shit ain't right. Not only that, I also know that in DC, they have a lot of underground cities, and they got trains and stuff that are private for the government to move. And so those people who were staged that was hiding and they was throwing was it chairs, in the congressional chamber, and they were laying and taking all kind of crazy pictures like they were afraid. Where was the rest of Congress? Them motherfuckers exited out the damn door, went down to the trains, went and sat in their offices, and they had the time to type. They were not in threat. They had the time to type responses to what had just happened. They went down into their offices and sat and had lunch quietly, and everybody on the news. Oh God, what's happening to Congress? What? Are you serious? Are you serious? They fooled the public. People thought they was literally on the ground, scared for their life. No, they weren't. This was all choreographed. And by the time they came back to the chamber, 8 to 10 hours later, they all had sat there and wrote speeches about the fucking sabotage. When did you have time if you was cramped down on the ground, scared for your life? When did you have time to write this? I want to know. Common sense. Common sense shit. Now we finding out they finding people's pictures and saying, "Oh, wait a minute, you a cop and you were at January 6th. Wow. Oh, you were in the military and you were." They starting to really make some connections now. Y'all know how I knew that shit was crazy because y'all know how I knew that shit was crazy because I looked yesterday and I typed in pipe bomb cop, pipe bomb police, pipe bomb January 6th. I typed in all kind of shit. Y'all know the only people that was covering that should have been a breaking fucking story. It's suppressed in the media. They suppressed it. That should have been news headlines everywhere. NBC, ABC, CNN. Nobody was covering the fact that this cop is a white woman who has been promoted to the CIA. Y'all know why? She was on her damn duty. She was doing what she was supposed to do. That's why they're not gonna let her go under like that. They should have showed that bitch being raided. They should have been showing that bitch getting arrested. Everybody should have had a camera in her face. They got more interest in Puffy for old shit he did than they have for this here white woman who's supposed to serve and protect the people of DC and who is now currently in the CIA. Y'all understand? Ain't no cameras in her face. They not dragging her down the street. Where's ICE? Why don't she get the ICE treatment? Why don't they have her face down in the fucking pavement for delivering pipe bombs? These people play in your faces. These people playing games. The Democrats and the Republicans are playing games. How you gonna deliver the same lady delivering pipe bombs to the DNC and the RNC at the same damn time with the same fucking tennis shoes on? You against both? And you a cop? Now CIA, what kind of vetting are we doing? What kind of police department has a person doing shit like that? How did she make it from that to the fucking CIA? What kind of vetting are we doing here? And according to reports, they don't do any vetting at the federal level at this point. They say they got all kind of criminals and convicts and crazy motherfuckers that are not being correctly vetted, and they join in Homeland Security and ICE as we speak. Whole bunch of degenerate, crazy motherfuckers. That's why you see these people manhandling and crushing old people and pimp slapping bitches. This is why. Y'all, shit. If you know like I know, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't be fooled now. So back to the medical mafia. Do you think with all this sabotage and all these saboteurs and all these setups and shit that they're doing, do you think that they will not use medicine to fuck you up on site, to threaten you? You think they won't? Let me give an example. Hezbollah, the Mossad, Hezbollah is a Lebanon-based freedom fighting army that is not sponsored by the Lebanese government, but they have been embroiled in battles. They're the only resistance that keeps um, Israel at its southern border, Lebanon's southern border, from taking the shit. Okay? Only that. Only Hezbollah, who works in coordination with uh with Iran. They get funded by Iran, okay? And they were going through Syria to move weapons. Hezbollah was kicking Israel's ass. Okay? They've been kicking their ass for a long time. Lebanese government ain't shit. The Lebanese government sold out like Donald Trump. Okay? And Hezbollah operates independently as a freedom force to liberate and keep liberation and maintain order between Lebanon's borders and Israel. Mhm. Do you know that, like maybe a year or 2 years ago, somehow, some way, the Mossad infiltrated, probably through spies and traitors, they infiltrated Hezbollah. How do we know? They had a diabolical plan. They ordered specialized pagers that had bombs inside of them. Now, this is some high tech shit because as much as people travel and go different places and move about, you know that should come up on the radar at some point. You go through security check, somebody should say, wait a minute, your pager got a bomb in it. The shit was undetectable. These people are diabolical. They're high tech. They had to go through so much to get this secretly done to include bombs. And they had to get some company, I think it was a Korean company, if I'm not mistaken. Could have been Japanese. That shit had to be so slick and it had to cost them so much. So they done ordered 1,000 plus, okay, bomb infused pagers, had them sent to Hezbollah, ready at any time. Also, spy devices inside of it. So they've been spying from the inside of these devices, and it had a double purpose. We can spy, keep track of your ass on GPS, and not only that, look, same shit they doing to Trump. These are facts. Look it up. Last time, like 2 times ago, when Netanyahu came, they found out that they had been tracking, they had tracking devices and listening devices placed on Donald Trump in his personal space. I kid you not. And you keep inviting this motherfucker to come to the White House. You see what I'm talking about? They got you by the balls, bruh. They got your heart on remote control. Let me say that again. Donald Trump's heart is on remote control. They told him make one bad move and your ass, we're gonna make sure you have a heart attack. We'll push the button and explode your shit. You'll be done, motherfucker. Watch this. And when he keeps getting sick and shit, I think that's them pushing the button, letting them know. It's like shock therapy. And we got that, and then we got all this other molestation and PDO shit that you got. We will fuck you up all the way around. Play with it. They got that motherfucker by the balls. He ain't acting normal. That ain't Donald Trump no more. That's a victim. That's a slave. He's lost his soul. He's not the same person. Notice how quiet he is. That motherfucker got nothing to say. And what he does have to say is choreographed through somebody else on social media. That motherfucker is so guarded and controlled. He can't make no decisions. I'm telling y'all, they got his heart on speed dial. We will shut your heart down. I'm telling y'all, that's what that monitor thing he got. That's to remote control his heart, and they gonna make that shit like it was natural. And look, the medical mafia will all agree. Yep, regular heart attack. These people are planted everywhere. He surrounded himself, Adelson and all these different Jews and these Zionists. He's surrounded. His damn fucking daughter. He can't even ask himself, is my daughter loyal to me? She married to a Jew and got Jewish kids. She got investments in Gaza and Israel. You think she give a fuck about you? You about to croak too, man. You crazy. Your daughter will sell your ass out. You can't even go to her. Let me read these comments. He said, okay, I'm back. Yeah, I was asking you, you said, May, are you trying to kick me out of the country? I asked you Don, is one of your parents a citizen? He said the beeper thing was crazy. That's what I'm saying, V Dub. He said not only were they listening and tracking, it was a bomb. Exactly. That's what I'm telling you. That device shit, having devices that do certain shit, I would not be surprised if that device that's on Trump's heart that he's wearing under his clothes is a tracker and it's a fucking bomb or remote control that could simply send a rhythm to fuck his heart up and cause a whole heart attack. Look at him with different eyes. This motherfucker is doing shit that don't make no sense. And he forgot about his whole ego. I'm Donald Trump. I'm the greatest. He's not giving a fuck. He told MAGA, fuck off. I don't give a damn about y'all. They doing humiliation rituals on this motherfucking live time. They making him lie and go back and forth and say stuff. These tariffs, they have got him doing stuff that benefits Israel. They are tearing America down from the inside. None of this shit makes logical sense. Not none of these decisions make logical sense for America. The shit that is being done is stuff that you would do if you hated America. I'm sure Putin is sitting over there like, yeah, yeah, lose all your support worldwide. Yeah, yeah, fuck up your economy. Yeah, keep that inflation up. Yeah, you're not competing anymore. Yeah. Nobody in the world trusts you. Yeah. You've lost control at the UN. Everybody hates you. Yeah. The whole world hates America. Yeah. This is the shit this is the sabotage that is being done by the Mossad. And I believe they got that heart monitor thing on Trump. They've had two assassination attempts that we know of to prove to him, motherfucker, we can and will get you. That shit connects to Charlie Kirk, same situation. And they always blame the white man, right? It's got to be a white male citizen. Throw them under the bus. That's what they do. They accuse you of what they doing. These Mossad Zionists are giving white people the business. They giving them the business. They fucking ass with no Vaseline, with a fucking baseball bat. Getting fucked with a baseball bat with no fucking Vaseline, I swear to God. So between Kanye talking about the medical mafia, we've seen what happened to Michael Jackson. We've seen what happened to Prince. These motherfuckers use drugs and they use all kind of other shit to get you and say you crazy and you unstable, and then they can do whatever they want once they get you to that hospital. I think they got Trump to that hospital, put that device on him, and they told him, "Look, motherfucker, between a lone gunman, that's an option. Fuck around and find out. You not the president. You take orders." You see how they told him pull out Benjamin Netanyahu's chair like you his servant, pull his chair out. Y'all, that's symbolic shit. Are we paying attention? That was symbolic. Have you ever seen a U.S. president? He might as well have gotten down on his feet and kissed his feet. He might as well have gotten down on his knees and put his lips on Benjamin Netanyahu's toes through his leather boots, shoes. Same shit. That was a moment of submission, public humiliation. They told him, make sure when you go out there, you let him sit down when you pull his chair out. Do that shit or else. This motherfucker is a slave. Y'all hear me? They got him by the balls. They're exposing him. The other day, some shit came out about just yesterday. Some shit came about the Epstein files. Some more shit, a leak. Y'all think them leaks are a joke? Them leaks are keeping Trump in order. They showing him, we ain't done with you, baby. We just getting started. Let's leak a little bit more. Let's humiliate you just a little bit more. You're losing enthusiasm. Do that shit. Sabotage America with some enthusiasm. Get your old ass out there and tap dance, bitch. They're leaking on him. These are all threats. You mean to tell me in the United States of America, where all the money this superpower has, All the money we spent on CIA, FBI, Secret Service, and all of this shit. You telling me some old raggedy ass little boy or some old ass man manages to just be on top of a building and just shoot at the president? And nobody could prevent that. Nobody knew. Man, get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Have y'all ever been around a high security area? Shit. Impossible. Fucking. I've seen more security at protests. I've been to protests in Atlanta. As a matter of fact, right here in Stone Mountain, we had a big ass protest. They had the National fucking Guard out there. This man has the National Guard at his disposal. He can use the National Guard to harass people, but he can't use the National Guard in a small town where they say they just happen not to have enough security personnel. Really? Make it make sense. You think he didn't know he was a sitting duck? Then they put a whole bunch of women. I'm not trying to be sexist, but they put a whole bunch of women on his fucking security detail. You think that was by accident? These powder puff girls? You got all these Navy SEALs, highly trained motherfuckers. You got a whole bunch of Beckys running around trying to protect the government. Man, get the fuck out of here. Get the whole fuck out of here. They have taken this motherfucker and fucked him with a bat with no fucking Vaseline. They told him, we will have you dead in 2 seconds flat. Say the wrong fucking thing. He's surrounded by Mossad agents. Let him say the wrong fucking thing. Benjamin Netanyahu has shown us, if you paying attention, Donald Trump will say one thing, he does the opposite. That's why he's going through this medical shit, because he's trying to resist. Notice how he keeps, look at his hand. His hand is fucked up. That's the medical mafia. They injecting that motherfucker with something. That's why he keeps falling asleep. I don't doubt they did both Joe Biden like that. They blame it on, oh, he's just old. Nah, that motherfucker was all right before this shit. He's getting older. See, the medical mafia owns the media. He's getting older. Start talking about, what do they say? Alzheimer's. Bullshit. That motherfucker was loud, bodacious, easy to express himself. He was full of arrogance. And all of a sudden, now he's going on a decline. Yeah, fucking right. That medical mafia, that shit y'all said y'all was gonna do to Kanye, y'all doing it to Trump. They injecting his ass with medicine and make him not know whether he's coming or going. Every time I turn around, they got a picture of him where he's fucking standing up sleep. Explain that. They got a picture of him standing up sleep. They got a picture of him doing the fucking Pledge of Allegiance with his eyes closed. Y'all, they got this motherfucker weekend at Barney's. Weekend at Bernie's. This is the second president in a row that's weekend at Barney's. Y'all, I'm not crazy. I ain't crazy. I know what the fuck I'm looking at. We got two presidents in a row that went weekend at Barney's. They just like a shell, a robot motherfucker just barely walking around and getting it. Oh, You ain't fooling me. That's that medical mafia and the media and the Mossad. They entered to win it. They humiliating white men and white patriarchy, and they taking America down one step at a time using a motherfucking slave puppet. And that's named Trump. That's the name, Trump. Trump is a slave puppet. They are making that motherfucker sabotage our whole fucking society right now. And that's why we got this infighting. That's why we have a destruction of our economic system. That's why we have lost all power and goodwill across the whole fucking United States and the world. Don't nobody respect America. We have lost all status and any kind of respect that was once had. These two fucking clowns, I'm telling y'all, watch this. Soon as they get JD Vance perfectly positioned, they're gonna kill Trump. Watch this. They're gonna get JD Vance perfectly positioned. And notice now he got the Midas touch. He's somebody who's been handpicked by Peter Thiel and the unseen eye. He works for the Mossad already, been sold out. They are already choreographing his divorce and his marriage to who? Erica Kirk. We can see what they give us to see. You understand? JD Vance is up next. Trump is going to, the medical mafia is going to sabotage his health. He's either going to have a heart attack or they're going to say, oh, he went in for a checkup and it's not looking good. And then they're going to choreograph his slow death. They're going to start putting JD Vance in, take attention away from Trump. And then there'll be an announcement the president died. Watch this shit. He's got age. He's already got health issues. They created that health issue in the media. That's why every day they show his ass standing up there, sleep, losing consciousness. They are setting him up for his throwaway. They're going to throw him away and they're going to put JD Vance in. But JD Vance cannot carry this until he changes out this wife. You think he's not going to change Usha out? Shit. Y'all think Erica Kirk, that shit's not choreographed? JD Vance reminds me of my husband. Man, please. These motherfuckers crazy. They in it to win it. The greed and the desire for power is deeper than anything any of us could actually ever imagine. You got to think about this. You are willing to kill babies. Okay? You're willing to destroy and level whole towns. You understand what kind of deep evil and desire it takes to do these type of things? Shit's crazy. And Nick Fuentes pointed out that Ben Shapiro, y'all know what this one I'm talking about. Ben Shapiro told people in America, he told New Yorkers, if you're an American and you can't afford to live in New York, you should just leave. That's what he said. Now, I would say Israel can't afford to defend itself, so maybe you should leave. But then I'd be anti-Semitic if I said that. So America has to pay for the security and the bombs and all the other bullshit in the military, and we give them what, almost $4 billion minimum a year, so they can have health care and they can keep their infrastructure together. Yeah, the Israelis use our money so they have universal health care. But of course, we can't have universal health care because that's communism, right? It's communism. Oh, they got so many double standards. But Ben Shapiro got to go. I'm almost done. I finished watching this. Let me see. Let me see. You said the beeper thing. Yeah. So let me say that. I don't know if I finished that. Hezbollah, one fine day, the Mossad said Hezbollah's getting too powerful. They doing the most. They winning. We got to take them down a peg. So y'all know what the Mossad did with Hezbollah, which is the military, the unofficial military of Lebanon, who is operating at their southern border, because Israel was trying to invade, and they was like, "No, the fuck you ain't. You ain't taking no territory here." And Israel don't even give a fuck about the United Nations peacekeepers. They was taking and shooting the damn shooting at the fucking peacekeepers that was supposed to maintain the United Nations rule that nobody should cross this line. The Israelis was going over the line and turning around and shooting at the United Nations troops that was sent there to peacekeep. Been there since the 80s. Can you believe that? These motherfuckers on some more shit. People don't pay attention. I ain't never seen no power and greed like this. I ain't never seen this type of shit. I mean, just fucking unruly. They talk about Russia. Man, please. Putin ain't got nothing on these motherfuckers. This is an evil fucking empire. It's an international evil ass empire. That's all I can tell you. And I'm talking about because it comes with death and destruction. Not because I don't like somebody's cultural ethnic background. So the last thing I'm gonna say is that Lebanon, basically, the Hezbollah, all at one time, they blew the pagers up. And at that point, Hezbollah lost its. Oh, hey Pooh, what's that? Garlic what? What's this?
You talking about Hezbollah? Go on back over.
I'm just trying to see what this is.
Popcorn.
Oh, and you got my sugar. Thank you, Pooh.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll put it in my container later. Thank you. My husband just brought me 25 pounds of sugar. Sugar, sugar.
She's so sweet.
I'm sweet. Thank you, Pooh. I want some of your popcorn mix when you open it, whenever.
Man, we heard that.
Oh,
You got my cheese bug on the ground again.
Niz, come here. Let me show you. Let me show you. I got you a surprise.
So you got cheese bug on both bags, and you didn't put that other bag.
I
Right.
got you a surprise. Read it.
No, I'm saying you
Don't
got
try to hold me accountable.
you got two there. Then you took one upstairs.
Okay. So I guess I'm get some more cheese. Me get some more cheese puffs.
If you ate them all,
I didn't eat them all. There's still some. Read it.
mango, pineapple and mango cheesecake with tagine.
With who?
You ain't read.
What the fuck is Tajine? What is that? Let me pull the sticker back. Hold on. Tajine. What is that? Tajine. You gotta look that
It's
up.
hot. It's spice stuff. You know that.
Oh, spicy. You scrape that off if you don't like that.
We gonna see.
Okay, but this is a special gift.
Thank you.
I meant to tell you I bought it for you yesterday. I know you like pineapple and mango.
I just got mango too.
What else you get mango? Let me finish my stream so we can. I'm a look. Oh snap! Can I have some? I just want one. Oh good, you already opened it. I feel bad. Okay, this mango. What is this? Dry mango. Dehydrate. Oh, they fat and thick too. Here you go, Pooh.
Put it back up there.
Okay.
We can open the popcorn too.
I ain't gonna open it. I'll wait till you open it. Okay, let me finish my Hezbollah. Okay, so
I'm laying down and
what you want for breakfast? You want me to cook? Are you gonna eat the waffle from yesterday? Or you want some grits or something? You gonna eat the waffle? Okay. I'm gonna go upstairs and get on the computer soon. All right, cool. Okay, what's that? Damn it! They said the begging things, the beeper thing was crazy. So they exploded Hezbollah's devices, and Hezbollah realized they had been infiltrated all along. That's what they're gonna do to Trump hard. Watch this. Not only were they listening and tracking, it was a bomb, right? At my job in New York, we had to go to the. Hold on, let me turn this off so I can read. I'm struggling too much to read because that's too much background. I can't read. I'd be reading like I'm illiterate or something. He says, at my job in New York, I had to go into consulates, put your phone in a lockbox, metal detector, double security doors to get to the elevator, full background check. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? The minister would say the president is not elected, he's selected. Mm-hmm. The minister, who you talking about, Minister Farrakhan? He said, y'all sound like me and my lady. Yeah. We we be buying each other stuff, and then we got the nerve to get territorial about it. He trying to say I eat all the cheese puffs up. I ain't eat all the cheese puffs. I just took one of them upstairs and I left it, so he thought I ate it all. I ain't eat it all. He got these dried mangoes. These motherfuckers good. I tell him sometimes hide that from me because I don't wanna overeat what you brought. Mango slice is good as fuck. Okay, so that's my spiel. Anybody who um who came here, you said, did you see the Black Panthers of World War II? No, I don't know about that. Mm-mm. I don't know about that. You said I'm going live as soon as you're done. Okay, cool. All right, I'm coming over to you, B Dub. I'm gonna go out in this cold ass garden and I'm gonna listen to you. I'll be at your live stream while I'm looking at this pitiful ass garden and watering it. All right, y'all. I talked about Hezbollah, talked about Trump. I made a prediction. That motherfucker gonna get fucked up. The most I got something for his ass with the puppet. It's in the movie out right now. Okay, I'm gonna look up World War II. The Black Panthers of World War II. I'll look it up. I'll look it up. All right. Peace, y'all. Have a good day. Appreciate y'all.